Eleanor Smith.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I'm getting to my feet almost a month today since the original meaningful vote on the Brexit deal was suddenly called off by the government. Since then, nothing has changed, no new documents have come forward, no further clarification or revision have been made. I cannot support the withdrawal agreement and the political declaration of the future relationship with the EU because this deal doesn't protect workers' rights or trade union legislation. The document I have seen describing what the future relationship between the UK and EU will look like it's only a 26-page long. These pages are a few meaningless phrases about future legislation. With regard to protecting workers' rights, it says the UK will consider aligning with the union rules in relevant areas. As a lifelong trade unionist, I have to ask, what kind of deal protecting workers is this? Why have negotiations only achieved a vague wish list of the so-called high standard? The only thing that seems clear and certain is that it will make the country poorer and will affect areas like the Black Country severely. In the 2016 referendum, people did not vote to be worse off. The Attorney General has confirmed that this deal lacks safeguards to prevent UK employment rights falling behind those of neighbouring EU countries. I am being asked to put on a blindfold and walk meekly into the lobby, believing the government is going to guarantee the rights of working people and that if it don't do this, it will lead us having a no-deal Brexit. It's unfair of the PM to seek to hold the Parliament to ransom in this way. That means working people have no way of knowing what the UK's future relationship with the EU will really look like and how it will impact on their lives. This government has no record of standing up rights for the working people of the UK. Many Tory MPs have spent years undermining them. The Cameron Tory government tried to introduce an anti-trade union bill which would take away many hard-won rights of the unions. The government fought for years to defend its imposition of employment tribunal fees. These were only scrapped when the Supreme Court found them to be unlawful, following legal action by the trade union Unison. Ministers are more likely to speak of a bonfire of red tapes. The Secretary of State for International Trade, Liam Fox, said in 2012, to restore Britain's competitiveness, we must begin by deregulating the labour market. Political objections must be overridden. It's too difficult to hire and fire and too expensive to take on new employees. The Prime Minister has refused to rule out scrapping the Working Times Directive, the Agency Working Directive and the Pregnancy Workers Directive. All these are in the UA and currently protect UK workers. After the 2016 referendum, the trade union movement was willing to sit down with the government to discuss members' issues and concerns, but the PM has failed to engage with and listen to trade unions and millions of their members in this country who need a union to protect their working conditions and contracts. What we now have is a deal which nobody wants. When Article 50 was invoked, the government should have called together the leaders of all the political parties in the UK to form a cross-party Brexit consensus to help in the negotiations with the EU. I understand that government has to rule, but this matter of such national significance, perhaps the most important event since the Second World War, which is going to affect our lives and the lives of generations to come. A strong leader would have reached out to other politicians beyond their own party and not kept it to a small clique within government. Instead, we have a deal which satisfies nobody, neither leavers or remainders. As politicians, we will be blamed for this mess, but the only people to blame are those who have been involved directly in the Brexit negotiation. It is for these reasons that this deal cannot command my support, and if it cannot achieve the support of Parliament, the country will need to find a real alternative.